So today, we're going to dive into a really powerful framework that's all about transforming how you communicate. We're talking about moving past just, sharing information and learning how to actually lead every single time you open your mouth. Have you ever asked yourself this? I mean, seriously. You've put in the hours, you know your stuff inside and out, you pitch this brilliant idea, and then nothing. Crickets. It just lands with a thud. It's an incredibly frustrating feeling, and it's the exact problem we are going to start cracking today. All right, let's paint a picture here. First, there's the before. This is where you talk, maybe people nod along, but then they just move on to the next thing. Your ideas just kind of fade away. Now imagine the after. This is where you speak and suddenly laptops close. People lean in, and your ideas, they don't just land, they actually inspire people to do something. Our goal today is to build the bridge from that before to this after. So let's spend a minute on that before state, what we can call the voice that's ignored. It perfectly captures that feeling of being an expert in the room, but for some reason, you're just not being heard. And this is the paradox, right? It drives so many smart people crazy. You are qualified, you have the skills, but when it's your turn to talk, the impact just doesn't match the substance of what you're saying. And look, this isn't just demoralizing. It can literally hold your career back. But here's the good news. This isn't about just being more confident. Confidence is the result, not the action. The leaders you admire, they use a specific, learnable system, and we're about to break that whole thing down. Okay, let's get to the solution. Our first pillar is called silent command, and this is where it all begins. Not with the words you say, but with the incredibly powerful nonverbal signals you send before you even open your mouth. We call this the presence code. And here's the key takeaway, the thing you have to get. Your leadership communication doesn't start when you start talking. No, it starts the second you walk into the room or the moment your face pops up on that Zoom call. It's in that silence that your authority is either established or lost. So how do we master this presence code? It's not some kind of abstract magic. It actually breaks down into 3 very simple, very actionable things. Number 1, your stance, how you physically hold yourself. Number 2, your eye contact, how you connect with people. And number 3, which might be the most powerful, your use of deliberate silence. Now, what's so fascinating here is the actual science behind this. Standing up straight with your shoulders back doesn't just look more confident, it actually changes your brain chemistry. There's real research showing that holding a power pose, like standing with your hands on your hips, for just 2 minutes can boost testosterone and lower your stress hormones. Try it before your next big meeting. It literally changes how you feel from the inside out. Most people are absolutely terrified of silence. We rush to fill every empty second because it feels awkward. But leaders get that silence is power. So next time you start a meeting, don't just launch into it. Stop. Pause for 3 full seconds. Look around the room. That tiny little pause grabs everyone's attention and signals that you're in control. It says, we'll begin when I'm ready and when you're ready to listen. It is so, so powerful. Okay, so you've used silent command. You've captured their attention. Now what? Well, that brings us to pillar 2, the message blueprint. Because, let's be honest, all the presence in the world is wasted if your message is a confusing mess. This right here, this is the absolute non-negotiable core of a powerful message. If your audience is even a little bit confused, they're gonna do nothing. If they have to struggle to figure out what you're trying to say, they're just gonna tune out. Your job as a leader is to make your ideas so crystal clear that taking action feels like the only logical next step. So how do you get that kind of clarity? Use this incredibly simple 30-second framework for any key point you need to make. First, start with the outcome, not the history, not the background, the outcome. For example, we can boost sales by 15% this quarter. Bam. Then give the reason, because our latest market research shows our key demographics' buying power has doubled. Finally, provide the next step. So I need your approval on this targeted ad budget by the end of the day. Outcome, reason, next step. No fluff, all action. And this one is a hard and fast rule. It's non-negotiable. Don't end your emails or your presentations with vague ideas. People need to know the one thing you want them to do right now. Is it approve the budget? Schedule a follow-up? Share the report? If you don't tell people exactly what to do, guess what? They'll do nothing. Always, always end with one single clear ask. Okay, so you've got your presence down, you've got a crystal clear message, but let's be real. The world is messy. People are going to challenge you. You're going to get nervous. And that brings us to our final crucial pillar, thriving under pressure. This is what separates the really good communicators from the true leaders. I absolutely love this term, pressure alchemy. It's all about reframing those tough, high-stakes moments. So, imagine the CFO suddenly questions your numbers in front of the whole team. That's not an attack. It's an opportunity for you to show everyone how composed you are. That sudden jolt of nerves before you speak, that's not a weakness, it's just energy you can use. Pressure doesn't break leaders, it reveals them. So what's one of the main tools for this pressure alchemy? It's a really simple two-step technique. When you get a tough question, your gut instinct is to jump in and defend yourself immediately. Don't. First, you pause. Just take a breath. It shows you're in control and that you respect the question. Then, you bridge. Acknowledge their point. Say something like, "That's a really important question," or "I see where you're coming from." And then you pivot right back to your core message. You're not defensive, you are in command. Okay, this next one is a total game changer. It's a simple but really profound mindset shift. Physiologically, the racing heart, the sweaty palms you get when you're nervous, it's the exact same physical response as when you're excited. The only difference is the story you tell yourself about it. So instead of fighting the nerves, just reframe them. Tell yourself, "I'm not nervous, I'm excited to share this." And suddenly, that energy becomes your secret weapon. It fuels your passion instead of your panic. And that's it. That's the final piece of the puzzle. We've gone all the way from that frustrating feeling of being ignored to a complete three-part system for becoming truly influential. Let's just pull it all together. So here's the whole system at a glance. It all starts with silent command, where you establish your authority before you even speak. Then you use the message blueprint to make your ideas so clear they demand action. And finally, you use pressure alchemy to turn those difficult moments into proof that you're the leader in the room. It's really a complete toolkit for influence. Now, look, knowing all this stuff isn't enough. The real magic happens when you apply it. So here is the challenge for you. Pick just one thing, one single technique we talked about today. Maybe it's the 2-minute power pose, the 3-second pause before a meeting, or that "I'm excited" reframe. And just commit to using it. Because becoming a leader when you communicate isn't about one big perfect speech. It's the result of doing these small things consistently every single day. If you practice this, in 6 months, you won't just be a better communicator, you'll be a completely different one. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Not next week, not tomorrow, but in your very next professional conversation, what is the one thing you are going to do differently? Because leadership doesn't start someday. It starts with your very next sentence. Go speak and lead.